much on air.
Cool.
Nick, welcome to the Sunset Studio podcast.
Thank you for
I'm
having
making
me.
it up as I go along.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, let me introduce you because you are the other half of my guest last week.
Yep. Mr. Carnell.
You're Mr. Carnell. Is that what you go by?
No.
Are you?
Yeah, some people call me that.
Yeah. Are you okay with that?
I don't care.
Are you okay not wearing the pants in the family? Is that what they say?
I don't know about that, but yeah.
I'm just playing. How did so Brittney last week said you guys met on a little dating app.
Yep.
How was that experience? That's a frightful world.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You don't have to talk about that at all. We're really here to talk about fun stuff like hobbies and bicycles.
Yeah.
And not so much, crazy women.
No.
Not that Brittany's crazy.
Yeah.
Other women are the crazy ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I better just stop talking right now, shouldn't I?
I don't know. Yeah, we met on a dating app.
And how long y'all been married now? I can't. 2 years, 2.5 years.
Yeah, 2.5 years, probably something like that.
Y'all had probably one of the most bomb diggity wedding receptions of all time.
Yeah, Gold Sprint.
Yeah, it's a Gold Sprint, and man, that was just super fun. Everybody was there to just have a fun time. You came in with your cowboy hat, and your rhinestones.
Yeah, that was fun.
Is that your go-to? I guess black tie affair kind of.
I guess so. Yeah, I like it. I don't know why.
That was a blast, man. You had music and everybody dancing and partying, and having fun, and would y'all have it catered? I want to say it was like
Costco pizza.
Costco, yes. I was just like, this is brilliant. Why do not more people, do this? Cheap, easy, fills you up.
Yeah, it was good.
If you don't want to eat it,
you don't have to.
You don't have to.
Yeah, that was good.
But where did y'all get married?
We eloped on Vancouver Island.
Ooh.
And then honeymooned in Whistler.
Nice.
Yeah.
Would you recommend that to everyone?
Yeah, it's good.
Was that just like after the wedding? Did y'all just like ride bikes and do other?
Yeah, rode bikes. We were there we were in Whistler for a week. We rode bikes, and I think we had like 2 rest days. Went hiking and.
Have you always ridden? Or is that like Cause you're pretty dang good mountain biker.
I don't know. I've been riding bikes my whole life. Yeah, pretty much.
How long have you been mountain biking?
Since 2015.
Okay, so you've been in the game a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
You're a really good descender and stuff. I've ridden behind you, and you're just like, you're smooth. You're just like.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I'm kind of jelly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you do that? Oh, he took that line really well. So I learned a few little tricks in the trade from you. So thanks for letting me ride behind you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm really just trying to keep up. I'm not trying to. One of these days, maybe I'll like zoom past you and go. I learned it from watching you, Nick.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Well, you're welcome. So, went up to Whistler.
Yep.
Did you do some other things? Like, there's so many things probably to do. Hiking.
Yeah, we hiked.
Did y'all camp a little bit?
No, stayed in a nice little penthouse, and it was nice. We don't normally do the fancy stuff on trips, but honeymoon.
Are you? So you're not are you kind of rough and tumble it when you go like on stuff like that and try to do like primitive camping? Is that
or sleep in the truck or something like that?
Yeah, that's nice. And Brittany's always game for that?
Yeah, usually.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll stay in Airbnbs and whatnot. But
yeah. What's your favorite trip you guys been on?
Whistler was pretty good.
Whistler, yeah.
But then for our 1-year anniversary, I know you guys covered this. We went back. She was injured, so we ended up just hanging out on Vancouver Island.
Yeah.
That was also really fun.
And aren't y'all about to go on another one? He says y'all are. She covered that in last week's podcast.
Probably, yeah.
She was like, yeah, we got a vacation coming up.
Oh, yeah. We're trying to figure out where we're going.
Oh, you hadn't figured it out? Are y'all planners?
Yeah, it was for this year, what we're trying to do. And we got some ideas, but we're trying to figure it out exactly.
Yeah?
Time of year, different places.
What's like, if you had a go-to favorite thing of all time to do on a vacation, what is it?
Fish and mountain bike.
Fish and mountain bike. So you're, and I know a little bit about you, but we'll tell everybody what kind of fishing you do.
We fly fishing mostly. Yeah.
Fly fishing. So you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and hit some of these pictures and let people know who you are.
Yeah.
So here's if you look behind you, there's you and Brittney. But is that really Brittney?
Yeah, that was at Whistler. That was at our honeymoon.
So it was your honeymoon?
Yeah.
Nice. Man, that's just beautiful. I need to make it out there.
Amazing. They have. We just rode the bike park.
Yeah.
But they have apparently really good, just trail riding.
Yeah.
And stuff, and just general mountain biking.
Yeah, that's just being up there is. I've made it kind of that way a little bit, and man, there's something just different in like the South. You know, the Southeast is just a certain thing. Appalachian Mountains is a certain thing.
Yeah.
You know, Pacific Northwest area is a whole nother.
Yeah, big mountains and snow, and
it feels different. And I wonder if it just has to do with like the way the air is coming, you know, over the ocean and all the things. But let me go to. Well, do you have? Well, we're going to skip through a quick few of them because we mentioned, right there. And, you know what? Let's go back to this one right here because I like this picture. You said ride bikes, fishing.
Yeah, that's it.
That's bikes. That's you and a fishing pole and a fish, it looks like.
Shark, yeah. It's a little, I believe it's a little baby blacktip.
Yeah. Shark. How old were you in this picture?
Probably 11.
11 years old.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just going to jump straight into it because I usually try to find a time to ask this question, and I think right now is the time. I always ask every single guest, do you recall when you first learned how to ride a bicycle? So this ties right into it. You're up.
So I've been thinking about this.
When did you learn? I
don't remember. I remember the first time I rode without training wheels. Whether it was an actual memory or not, I have a memory in there of it.
Well, that's great. That's
of just riding away from the house, but that's it.
Yeah.
And then not long after, I got hit by a car.
No.
On a bike. So the first big bike injury.
All right, hold on, pause. We're gonna go back to the first time you recall riding without training wheels.
Yeah.
Because essentially that's a core memory.
Yeah.
Like and the reason I always ask this question is because undoubtedly when a kid or an adult learns how to ride a bicycle, all of a sudden that's like the moment in their lives where it's just like, I can do it. I can do anything.
Yeah.
You know, there's a sense of like, not only just like accomplishment, but there's a sense of freedom and liberty, and all of a sudden the world opens, you know, and you're so proud of yourself, right? So you recalling when you rode without training wheels for the first time, that's got to be pretty close to when you learned how to ride, or was the day that you learned how to ride? What do you recall any of the specifics around it?
No, it was just
who took off the training wheels?
Probably my mom, but
I
don't know. I just remember like riding down the street away from the house.
Yeah.
Pretty
cool.
Been riding bikes ever since.
Yeah. Do you remember what kind of bike it was?
No.
Any color? So you were young then.
Probably, yeah. But I was younger than I got hit by a car when I was 5.
Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, you were young then.
A good bit younger than
How bad was that accident?
The car it was a Dodge Ram going like 30 something in a neighborhood. I popped out off a sidewalk thing.
Oh, so it was kind of like a little bit of you not.
Oh, it was a neighborhood.
Yeah.
He was speeding in a residential.
Okay.
Yeah. He saw my helmet. Thought it was a ball, so he just drove over it. And then he sued us because I dented his truck.
No freaking way.
Yeah.
That makes me want to say a curse word. I came that close. He tried to sue you for
He did sue us. Yeah, we went to court.
Oh. Yeah. What do you recall the results?
I mean, we won.
Okay.
I paid for my college.
Really?
Yeah, my parents like countersued him and.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
So, this is the first I've ever heard of this.
Yeah.
That must have been, but you were 5 or 6, I guess, when the litigation and all the things were going through. So do you recall any of that? Did you have to testify? Did you?
I have no memory of it at all. I remember like getting up from being hit.
Were you injured?
Yeah, I flew over the car, I think.
Wow.
I didn't have a shirt on, so I got all scraped up. But
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow, a Dodge Ram nearly took you out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I've never, not that I recall, ever been hit by a car. So being hit by 5 years old, wow. Nick, I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah, always wear a helmet.
Yeah. You know what? There's your PSA right there. Always wear your bicycle helmet, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Safety first. Gosh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You're still around.
Yep.
And what, like, did you ever fight? Like, I don't want to wear my helmet.
Yeah. So when I got like not much older, but a little older, like I used to skateboard a bunch and ride BMX and stuff a little bit. And yeah, I never wanted to wear a helmet.
But then your parents would remind you of the Dodge Ram. Yeah. Man, that's crazy. What a fascinating story, just right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not recall like that being the first moments of learning how to ride a bicycle?
Probably because I got hit in the head pretty hard. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So and then at what point did you say, I like fishing? Because you're clearly 11 there in that picture. You know what? I'm terrible at this. If you're watching at home, or wherever you're watching, I've been on that picture for very long, and you've just heard our voices. So I digress.
Yeah.
I need a producer. Anybody want to volunteer their time when I do the recording? Feel free to come, and you can click all the buttons. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
I get lost in the guest talk, and I don't know what buttons to hit. So, all right. So fishing.
Yeah. I've been fishing basically my whole life as well.
Where'd you grow up?
Southern California, Orange County, Lake Forest.
Well, how long did you live there before you move around a lot?
No, not much. I lived there until I was 10.
Okay.
And then I moved to Kwajalein out in the Pacific.
Wait, is that an island?
Yeah, it's a little 3-mile long island.
You lived on a 3-mile island when you were 10,
11, and into 12, I think.
So what is that, like military base?
It's an army base. But my dad was a contractor.
Because who just unless you're like Robinson Crusoe and stranded on a 3-mile island, why are you out there?
They test missiles.
Sweet. So was that, how long were you on the island?
Just like 2 years.
2 years, okay. Did you have some fond memories of that then? That's got to be kind of cool.
Yeah, it was only way you got around was on bikes. Like my dad rode a bike to the pier and then got on a boat to go to work.
Did you know pretty much every nook and cranny?
Yeah. It was cool.
Because 3 miles.
It's not big. Yeah,
as an 11-year-old, when you're playing, you go outside, or at least I did when I was a little kid, and you just played outside the whole time. Yeah, you're gonna cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, full range. I mean, there's no crime, so you just did whatever you wanted, pretty much.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
Do you have any fun memories of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just riding bikes to fishing spots and skate spots.
You probably just were your own, like, I guess, land ocean Jacques Cousteau, right?
Yes, yeah.
Just like play with the sea creatures on the island. And
a fun memory that I have from there is there's this family. I don't know who they knew that lived there, but they knew somebody. They were sailing around the world. And they had a kid that was my age. And one day I was fishing with him at the marina, and there was a sailboat race, and I couldn't get in touch with my mom because they were kind of like pay phones, but they were free all over the place. So I'd call my mom to check in and stuff, but I couldn't get a hold of her. And so I spent like the whole day sailing around the atoll, like on this like regatta.
Have you done any sailing since then? Do you?
No.
Okay.
No. Wanted to. I think it'd be cool, but
That's kind of fun.
Know
That's
nothing
that's a
about
good
it.
memory. So it was a family and his kid, like just sailing around the world or something like that.
2 kids. One of them was my age. One was younger.
Dude, I have a like love-hate relationship with technology.
Yeah.
Because obviously we can do fun things like this, right? And but it's like, man, I love when I'm just out in nature and there's nothing. There's just you have no worries or obligations because nobody can get in touch with you, and you're just like, hey, let me check this out. Let me go over here and explore this. So
go fly fishing.
Yeah, I'll go fly fishing. You got a few extra.
Got a couple.
I was taught by a friend in kind of college. He was a huge fly fisherman, so he taught me the casting rhythm and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I wasn't necessarily good, but I feel like I picked it up fairly well. But it's a nice rhythm, huh?
Mm-hmm. And a lot of places around here no cell signal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you just go out there and walk up a creek or whatever.
Do you is there any places where you've gone and you're just like, ooh, I'm in the wrong neck of the I'm on somebody's property I probably shouldn't be?
No, most states
have some areas where you can.
Well, I don't know, it could be a little. Alabama has, every state has different access laws for water.
Okay.
In Alabama, we have navigable rivers. So as long as a river is considered navigable and you access it via public land, like a bridge or something, pretty sure you're allowed to walk as far up as you can.
And then you got to have a fishing license, I would imagine. Or is a fishing and a hunting license kind of one and the same, or are those two different things? Two different, okay. How much is a fishing license?
The resident for like you, it's like $15 for a year.
Like me, like
a residential if you live in the state.
Oh, okay.
If you like I get a Tennessee license every year. It's $100 because I don't live in Tennessee.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of expensive.
Yeah.
Tennessee must be proud of their fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess, I went up to Chattanooga Aquarium many years ago, and there's, was it sturgeon?
Yeah, they got some big ones there.
Yeah, and they're like an endangered species fish, so you can't fish for them.
Yeah, we have.
But I learned, and you correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know my aquatic life. But apparently, like, they're so popular because they're easy to catch, but they taste really good.
The caviar. That's where caviar comes from.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mostly from sturgeon.
Really?
So people catch them, pull them on the boat, gut them, pull all their eggs out, and throw them back.
Oh,
and they die. They're dead.
So the meat doesn't.
I don't think. I'm sure it tastes fine, but I don't know. I don't think.
But it's the caviar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, and we have. Alabama has a sturgeon. The Alabama sturgeon.
Yeah.
That's endangered. Not so much because of that, but because of dam construction on the
waterway, Tennessee River.
Well, no, they're further down, so they come into Mobile Bay, go up the Alabama River, up the Warriors, Tallapoosa, the Cahaba, all those.
Wow,
they can't.
You know your rivers.
Yeah.
Like I'm already like lost, and you're like.
And the Mobile drainage has.
Yeah, the watershed in Alabama is huge, and then I think I heard or read something the other day. We have one of the most diverse species, not just aquatic, but also plant life and other things like in all of the United States.
Yeah, they call it mostly central Alabama, well, like northern central, like the Amazon of America.
Oh, really?
North America, yeah.
Man,
yeah,
you're quite the outdoorsman, or at least you're tending pretty well for me.
Yeah,
I don't spend nearly enough time like out in the woods hanging out and doing all the things. Maybe I should do that.
Alabama's a really good state.
Yeah,
there's a lot of cool stuff.
There's like a tremendous amount of waterfalls.
Yeah.
So
we have the deepest canyon. I think it's deepest. Might be the longest. Biggest canyon east of the Mississippi. Little River Canyon.
I almost don't want people to know all these things.
Yeah.
People might start like coming here. And,
there's some secret spots too.
Yeah. Or there's secret fishing spots that you go to.
Those, but yeah.
Is there a favorite go-to spot that you love for fly fishing or other?
Yeah.
But you're not going to tell me,
No,
right? Okay. No, that's brilliant. I mean, keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
What's a not so secret place that is a good spot for fishing around here, at least in North Alabama?
Any of the, at least in like the Madison area and like Huntsville, any of the Greenway creeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the greenways around here for like flood control.
Yeah, and is that a bunch of like what's it, bluegill?
Yeah, bluegill, bass.
Oh, bass too. Okay.
Yeah. Big gar swim up them sometimes.
I need to. Is there any? Maybe you can recommend. I got one of those fishing poles in my truck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those that, because my truck is pretty small, but it's a collapsible or a one that I can break down fishing pole. But I need to get like better like bait and stuff like that. Maybe you can recommend.
I might have some stuff. I don't. Yeah.
Is flies really good for just all kinds of fish?
Not particularly.
What are flies good for?
Good for trout, but we don't really have much trout fishing here.
So we're going to go to another picture here because you are a fly fisherman. Let's see. That's a good shot, but you tie your own flies. Where's the picture? There we go.
Yeah.
Did you tie this yourself?
Did.
So tying flies, I know, is an art form. Not so much.
It's fun, but yeah,
it's not an art form, or it's a
I guess
a hobby.
Yeah, you could. There's some people that are. I mean, it's an art form for some people, for sure.
And for you, what is it for you?
I don't know.
Therapy.
Something fun to do.
Yeah. How long does it take you to tie like that or a fly like that?
So that one probably takes like 10 minutes, but then there's some flies I tie that, might take almost an hour or so.
And then is the goal of tying the fly to make it look like some kind of insect?
Ideally, or something in the water that the fish is going to eat.
Is there any colors or ways you tie it that make it more appealing to a cilial fish than another?
So with that one, it's supposed to be a crayfish.
Okay.
When crayfish molt, they turn orange. So they shed their exoskeleton when they get big, as they grow. And so when they molt, they turn orange. Yeah. Like that one.
Okay.
So having some orange in it, I think makes a difference.
Who got you into fishing?
My dad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What, and did he do fly or did he?
We, in Southern California, there's not a ton of rivers or anything, but there was like, behind our house was like some state land or something, like public land. It was pretty cool. Right when you walked in, there were some dirt jumps right at the beginning, a bunch of hiking trails, bunch of mountain bike trails.
Yeah.
And some little random ponds, and we would go to these ponds and catch bass and bluegill and stuff. And
that's awesome.
So that's how I started fishing. And then on that island, of course, is when I really started fishing a lot.
Are you and then are you close with your dad?
Yeah.
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 Is that where y'all bonded, kind of fishing?
Yeah, we don't really fish much anymore together, but both pretty busy.
Yeah.
So
is he in where is he? Is he in California still? Or
he lives here.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
How'd you make your way to Alabama after
his job?
Okay.
Yeah.
Come from the island to okay. So how long you been in Alabama then?
20-something years. 21, 22 years.
Okay.
Something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're officially adopted as an Alabama boy now. Okay. So little bicycle riding, mountain biking, little fishing. What else is in your repertoire of either funsies or hobbies or things you like to do?
And right now that's about it. I used to climb a little more, but
oh yeah, that's right. We got a picture of that. We'll get to that.
Yeah. I don't know. About it. Bikes and fishing.
Well, I've got to thank you for at least the last podcast and now this one, because if you kids are paying attention at home, every time I record podcast. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better. Nick here let me use this amazing camera here. This is what the Sony A7 is that what it is? A7 III?
Yeah.
So it's got this really great records in 4K.
It looks good.
And then, although I think I have it downgraded to 1080 because there's no reason to on the podcast thing. But you got this awesome lens, and it gives like a blurry background because it's got a great depth of field.
Yep.
So how much photography do you do in all the things that you do? Is that a passion? Is that a side project, or is that just like,
I like it. It's just one more thing to carry everywhere.
Yeah.
But I do like, I've tried getting into videos and stuff, but just a lot to.
Yeah, it's setting up a shot and getting it like perfect. It's so time consuming. Like it's a whole profession in and of itself. I really like to try. Anytime I'm writing or doing a thing where I want to capture something, I really am like, let me try to get it on the first take. And if I don't, I just got to move on.
Yeah.
I don't have the time or the patience. And so like even setting this up tonight, I've changed it up from the previous videos and just to see if I can, and I almost had to go revert back because I was trying to like, maybe if I bring the microphones over this way, but I moved them back to this because I found if they were coming from this side, then it's like covering up my face right here. And so I don't know. Again, I need like a producer and an art director and all the things. So if you want to do that for free, anybody listening into the wonderful world of podcast land, feel free to hit me up. I'll let you work for free. So any fun areas any fun, I guess, mountain bike videos that you've done?
Me and a friend went out once and did a kind of edit type thing. Yeah. It's hard because you don't get to actually ride your bike. You're riding your bike to a spot, and then riding that spot a whole bunch of times, try to get a good shot.
And
then riding your bike to another spot, and then hiking back, and you're just pushing your bike up a hill a bunch.
Yeah,
but it's fun. It's just not mountain bike. It's not
mountain biking. It's shot riding.
Yeah.
I just got a drone video camera.
Yeah,
and dude, it's really fun. So. In fact, let's segue into this. You and your wife help us out with some mountain bike rides.
Yeah.
How's that been for you?
Fun.
So every Monday around 5:30, 5:45, Montesano. Weather permitting, you guys lead a little ride.
Yeah.
And I've only been able to make it one. It's just super chill and fun, and we're just all happy. It's great.
It's a lot of fun.
But I've got this drone now that you can. I thought it was gonna be so complicated to use.
Yeah. It's
really, really easy, and it'll follow you. It'll track you, and it'll go down the trails with you. And it's like I feel like I'm watching one of those sci-fi movies where the drone's following you, and it's like gonna scan your body and then zap you and clone you or whatever. That's the feeling I get with this thing. It's really, really cool. We'll have to use it a little bit more and post some videos of it. It's awesome though.
Yeah, it looks cool.
I was using it around the shop today or the other day, and I've used it where it tracks behind me. And then the other day I tested it out where it's tracking in front of you. And so it's like flying backwards.
Yeah.
As you're riding forwards. It's so cool.
That's awesome.
And then I figured out a way to like capture audio. And it's really, you got to use an app or a thing, but I was talking while I was riding and it was just like capturing just my voice.
Yeah.
And the drone thing, it's got these, propellers, and it's like, bzzz, it sounds like a big loud wasp or bee. It's really fun though. So I'm gonna have to like let you borrow it and take it out. That, you know what? We'll segue to this. Jared's place.
Jared's place.
Yeah, that's like your go-to like funsy mecca.
Yeah, we got engaged on opening day there.
Is that where you guys? That's where you proposed?
Yeah.
Tell me about that story. When did you know?
I don't know. I mean,
you don't have to talk about that.
I don't know. We dated for a couple, like, year and a half or something, I guess.
What made you decide, hey, I'm going to propose at Jared's place of all places?
That's always been kind of our thing.
Yeah.
Is that we like ride bikes together.
Yeah.
So.
Do you, what's your favorite, like, what's your favorite reason to ride with, why does she make it fun? Or why do you make it fun for her?
I don't know. I mean, it's nice to have something that we both can, like, that we're kind of equally excited to go do, and I think hobbies are important.
Are you the mechanic in the family?
No.
Or is she the mechanic in the family?
She's definitely not. But I guess by default I am, but
well, man, so hanging out with you a few times and doing some shuttle runs at Montesano, man, you always got like a game plan going on. Okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Yeah. And you're just always just so happy to be the Sherpa, if you will. Like you have a very, you have a servant's heart. Have you heard that phrase before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like showing people things that I enjoy.
Yeah. How did that develop? Where do you get that from?
I don't know.
Your dad, your mom?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't know. I get really excited about stuff.
Yeah.
Like stuff I like.
Yeah.
And so I like talking about things I like and showing people things I like.
So here's a question in terms of hobbies, mm-hmm. right? So I'm always fascinated when somebody likes a thing,
mm-hmm.
you know, whether it's like a movie or comic books or quilting, right? And they get real passionate.
Yeah.
So for you, when you find a thing that you're like, ooh, this is fun, how do you determine that? Like, what's the thing that's just like, never experienced this before and this makes me happy? What's that for you?
So that's part of why I've stopped climbing, actually. I started kind of climbing again, but I don't really care about it as much as I did. I need to have time to be able to do it.
Uh-huh.
And so to like a level that I think is not like a high level, but I want to be able to do something well.
Yeah.
And different hobbies provide different things. So I was trying to climb, mountain bike, and fly fish, and I just didn't have time to do them all three of them.
To devote.
Yeah, because I felt like if I was doing all three of them, I was kind of lagging behind on bike and lagging behind. I wasn't doing anything at the level I wanted to.
So last week, Brittney, it was really fun because she's like, whatever brings you joy, you know, do it, even if you're not good at it. But it sounds like what brings you joy is to devote enough time to eventually be a certain level.
Yeah, really diving into stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, are you where you like, I got to be a certain level of good, or do you just have to be a certain level of devotion? Like, I need to be able to do this for 3 hours nonstop, even if I'm not good at it. Or do you need to be like, I need to do this for 3 hours and actually be kind of good at it?
That's interesting.
Was that a good question?
Yeah.
Thanks.
I want to be able to be good enough to like go anywhere and do it. Not necessarily like super high level, but
yeah,
like go somewhere for like mountain biking. Like, oh, that trail looks really cool.
Yeah.
and not be limited by like, oh, I can't ride it because I'm not good enough to ride it.
Yeah.
Like at least be able to.
No, I totally get that.
To a certain extent, anyway.
Yeah. I almost feel like that about some multi-sport events.
Yeah.
Being at the bike shop, I get the question all the time. Hey, what events are you going to do? Are you going to do this triathlon? Are you going to do this race? Are you going to do that thing? And especially when it comes to triathlons, I'm not always training for a triathlon.
Yeah.
But I'm always not training for a triathlon. I want to be able to like last minute go,
yeah,
hey, I'm going to jump into this.
Yeah.
Have you trained for it? I'm always kind of training.
Yeah.
Yeah. And be decent at it. But I get that sense in what you're feeling, especially when it comes to mountain biking.
Yeah.
Or riding any kind of bike.
Yeah.
When somebody's like, hey, what kind of bike do you ride? I'm like, I kind of ride all of them.
Yeah.
Like gravel, yes. Road, absolutely. Time trial, sure. Mountain bike, as long as there's not a big heaping bushes of poison ivy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And people are sometimes surprised that I can ride mountain bike fairly well.
Yeah.
And they're like, we never see you on the trails. I'm like, there's a reason for that. And it's because I really am allergic to poison ivy and I hate it. But yeah, I think I feel you on that same vein of like, okay, there's that entry level point of learning a hobby, and you're going to be poopy at it, right?
Yeah.
You're going to suck at it. And then you're just like, okay, I almost want to marinate in the suck for a little bit before I do it with other people.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I've learned enough bad stuff on my own, not to embarrass myself or do whatever. Now I want to show up where people are like really good at it, and then observe and watch and like learn their techniques.
Yeah.
And then like, because I will watch, at least for me, I will watch somebody do something and analyze it and learn from just by watching.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I think I can do this. And I still won't be necessarily good, but I'll at least have that confidence in form. It's like they have good form. I can see that. I'm going to try to copy them and mimic them.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what you were.
Just trying to, and then there's always different places to go within those hobbies,
Yeah.
Like I'm really bad at saltwater fly fishing. I just spent the whole 4 days.
Okay, so number one, didn't know there was such a thing as saltwater fly fishing. So how is that different than freshwater fly fishing?
A lot more. It's just a lot bigger area. And a river stays basically the same. I mean, they change.
So like in a river, correct me if I'm wrong, you can probably, hey, there's a little area where fish are congregating because there's no flow or current, and I can cast over there. There's 20 of them.
Yep.
One of them's going to bite.
Yep. Or there's a tree in the water, they're probably going to be hiding under the tree.
Ocean, which is quite large because
big area.
It's a big area.
Yeah, they could be anywhere.
They could be anywhere. So are you looking for certain patterns?
Yeah, looking for different features in the water.
And are you doing that on a boat or on
either one? Walking
pier, sand, what?
Yeah, walking a beach or walking like a shallow water area. But the tides affect it too. So if the tide's coming in, the tide's going out.
Oh yeah.
The fish will move around depending on the tides. It's so much stuff going on, and it's really fun and really frustrating trying to figure it out.
What's your favorite fish to try to catch?
Probably smallmouth.
Smallmouth bass.
Yeah, sorry.
And why that? Is it harder?
No, they're here. They're local. We can, and they're just fun. They eat whatever. They'll eat small flies. They'll eat really big flies.
Yeah.
They fight hard and they jump. And
is it really just? Do you enjoy, like, anytime I've fished and I've caught something? It's just like there's just like a huge rush of when it bites and snags on that hook, and you're just like, oh, I gotta reel it in now.
Yeah,
is that
fun?
Is that your favorite?
But also, just like there's a saying in fishing, the tug is the drug.
There
So,
it
yeah,
is. Okay.
but
Yeah, I asked Brittany last
yeah,
week. I go, "Do you like that?" And she's like, "No, I hate it."
I was surprised. I don't know how you
Yeah.
couldn't.
And then she's like, and then touching the fish, it's all slimy.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, wear gloves. And she's like, yeah, but
yeah.
So she does not like the tug.
Yeah, I know.
So, but yeah, the tug is the drug. I've never heard that before.
Yeah,
So
but it's also fun making them. I mean, as much as realistic as you can make a fly look.
Yeah.
They look horrible in the water. Like, it doesn't look like
fish are dumb, right?
Yeah, but also, like, especially when you can see the fish, making them eat it, like making the fish think that that's food. Or whatever, making the fish react to it to eat it.
You like that?
And seeing that happen is really fun.
What did I hear the other day? It was, when growing up, so like I think my uncle told me that we were fishing on his property one time. He had some farmland, and so it was just like a tank, it was a man-made pond kind of thing. But they were fishing there, and we were out there, and I was a little kid, and I was making a bunch of noise and everything, and he was just like, "Shh, you scare the fish away." And I heard somebody say, "You're not gonna scare the fish away by making noise." That the uncle or the dad or whomever your fish was
just want some peace and quiet. Yeah, maybe. I think they can hear pretty well.
Yeah, they can. You think
they can feel the vibration? So especially like if you're in a boat, moving around in the boat, they can feel all the vibrations. If you're walking through the water, they can feel it. How well they can hear anything if you're out of the if you're like on land.
It's more the vibration from the water.
Yeah. But they can feel a fish in the water.
Yeah.
Like I've heard some crazy stuff. People have done studies on it. So
all right, I don't want to have to do this, but I'm gonna have to ask. Okay. If you had your druthers, you had your option.
Okay.
Fishing, cycling. What would you go for?
Right now, probably fishing. I go in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it time of year that you go in between that?
No, unfortunately, they're both kind of the same season.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man.
I don't know. I go back and forth. There's years that I rarely fish and I just ride a whole lot. There's years like this where I'm in pretty bad shape and I get out a couple times a week. I'm lucky to get out and ride a couple times a week.
That's okay, man. There's a few times in the summer that I'll be done with work here and it's still bright outside. I'm just like, I need something, and I can just scoot on my bike with my broken down fishing pole. Go over here to there's some ponds over here in the Hayes farmland area, and they got some fish there, and I'll just cast away. Sometimes I catch something, man. And one time I caught a huge one. I was like, yeah. And sometimes, I'll be out there an hour and catch nothing.
Yeah.
But it's sun goes down, relax, no tech. There's really no sounds. It's just just the water and the breeze and the crickets and
I'm always trying to find. I've been trying for a while to find a way to mix cycling and fishing in a way that's not just like drive with my bike to a place to ride a mile to fish, but like a way that makes sense.
Yeah. There's got to be some way. Ooh, that would be fun. Bike packing set up, broken down poles that you can, screw back into play. But then you're like, hey, let me ride 20 miles here, another 25 miles here, and camp overnight at someplace. And
thought about, there's some options.
I'd sign up for that.
Yeah.
Can we pull a Morgan fishing expedition?
Maybe.
What would we call that?
I don't know.
We need to come up with a clever name.
Yeah. I've thought about this. The Smoky Mountains has a bunch of really good fly fishing.
Yeah.
Thought about trying to piece something together there to make it.
Have you done any? Because there's some places you can go and you get a fishing guide.
Yeah.
You thought about?
Yeah, that's what we did in Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
With the salmon that Brittney had the pictures of. That was with a guide, and then I've had a guy. Went out fishing with a guide in Florida for redfish.
That's got to be kind of cool. job. Like, what do you do for a living? I fish.
Yeah.
Well, I show people how to try to fish, and I fish myself.
Yeah, it'd be pretty sweet. There's not really any. There's people who do it here part time, but
would you ever want to do that? Yeah, I think you would be a great guide
in the right area.
Yeah, I mean, in this conversation alone, I've learned more about fishing in Alabama waterways than I never thought I'd know.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It's not a good area for it, I don't think.
Well, yeah,
there's a lot of rivers, but they're kind of small and they can't. I don't know if you could sustain.
Well, just because we're the most diverse doesn't mean we're the most scenic or easily traveled.
Yeah,
It just means we got a lot of crap here.
Yeah.
No offense, Alabama. What else is going on in your life, Nick?
Not much. I mean, working and...
Now, I'm going to wish you had... Do you have... Let me go back to these pictures. Let me see. Okay, there's a little fly. There's you as a good kid. There's you rock climbing. Do you want to talk about rock climbing?
I just wanted to show the picture because Brittney had one. So I had to show a picture of me climbing something cool.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Are you trying to one up your wife?
A little bit, maybe. But,
okay, that's fair. You can totally do that. You guys are cute couple enough. There's you with what kind of, is that
that's a smallmouth. Smallmouth bass. Yeah.
How much that weigh? Because I've learned you hold the fish to the camera really close.
Yeah.
And then it looks bigger.
That's probably like 6, 8, I don't know, maybe 18 inches.
Okay. How much is?
Probably like 2.5 pounds or something.
All right. So here's what I want to get to. Not so much that. Oh no. Well, with dadgummit, there's nothing in here that shows your long flowing locks of hair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's no one. You used to have like really, really long hair.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like Samson from the Bible long, you know?
It's pretty long.
And you lopped it off.
Yeah. Time for a change.
Yeah? What change is that?
I don't know. I just needed to, like I had to.
Does it feel like cooler and stuff? No? Do you miss it?
I don't know. When I see pictures, I do.
Yeah.
But it's nice to just.
I was so jealous of your hair. It's like, wow, Nick's got the coolest hair.
It was not. I liked it, but it's. I don't know. It's nice just not having to worry about it every day.
All right. So this is your truck right here?
Yeah.
You're doing a little shuttle run.
Yeah, we do shuttles when we can.
Yeah. How many bikes do you throw on the back of that thing?
I think we can fit 11. We can 11 bikes, but I mean,
that's awesome.
It'd be hard to fit that many people.
Yeah, you can't fit that many people in the truck.
We've done 10.
10?
Yeah.
All right. So if you don't know what a shuttle run is, ladies and germs, it's where well, at least here in this area is we load some bikes on a truck, ride to the top, unload the bikes, everybody rides down, and then you do it back in. It's basically a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's super fun because the hardest part about mountain biking obviously is the fitness, but the fun part is riding downhill and then that's what you kind of want because that helps you practice the turns and the and the moves and following the lines and all the things, hitting some of the jumps, slide into a berm. When you get to the bottom, you got to ride it all the way to the top. So
or you can drive to the top,
or you can drive to the
or be driven to the top,
or be driven, and then so that's where Jared's place out in Georgia has a fun thing.
Yeah, they do.
And I think May 17th?
I think so. Yeah, 17th.
We're gonna kind of have a sunset sponsored Jared's place thing. So plenty of time to hear this podcast because I'm gonna either post this tonight, tomorrow. Where you can sign up and
get a discount.
Yeah. So if you're interested in riding downhill and then not having to ride uphill.
Yeah, and me and Brittney will be there kind of helping people if they've never been before, kind of doing some guided laps. And
I'm going to do my best to be there.
Yeah.
I'm not the world's best, like, Bombing downhill. I'm scared to bomb downhill.
They got everything though.
And catch air. You catch air.
You can't. I mean, you can there. They got.
But do you catch air, Nick?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel cool when you catch air. Do you catch air where you jump and then you turn your front wheel to the side?
I try to.
Man, those guys look so cool, and I'm like, don't you want that pointing straight so when you land?
You should see some of the guys there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be jealous of that.
It's like the biggest jump line in the.
You know what I'm afraid of? And it's probably with my age, is I'm afraid of like an ER visit.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like,
I've gone to the Rome. It's that Jared's Place Bike Park is just north of Rome, Georgia.
Yeah.
I've been to the Rome ER twice. Not for me.
Oh, but
for other people I've been with. I've separated my shoulder there at Jared's.
Oh man, yeah, that's what I don't want to do.
Yeah.
I'm getting up there in age. My recovery's not the same.
The biggest thing that I've had to learn, because you go to a bike park, especially when you don't go a ton, and you pay, they're $50. Almost every bike park is like $50.
$50, yeah.
Not if you come with us, because you'll get a discount. But you drive all the way out there, whether it's Jared's Place or Windrock, Beach Mountain, any of the ones around here, any bike park in general, and you want to get your money's worth.
Yeah.
And you want to you drove all the way out there, and so you get tired, and you think, well, I'm gonna keep riding because I'm here.
It's when you get tired you make the mistakes.
The best trips to bike parks I've had is when I go, I'm getting tired, I'm gonna go back and just hang out and stop riding.
Oh, yeah. That's smart.
It's hard because sometimes you think like, oh, all my friends are gonna still ride, and
yeah,
they're still doing shuttles for 2 more hours.
But you're like, no, I'm not gonna ride anymore. I'm just gonna hang.
That's when you break bones and
yeah. That's smart to just like mentally tell yourself, I'm tired, I'm gonna hang and enjoy myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How many runs do you get before you get tired, do you think?
It depends. Like the middle of August, you might, I don't know, 10, and you're pretty.
Oh, well, that's great, because I'd imagine how long does it take you to get from top to bottom on a run?
A few minutes.
Yeah. So, which is a pretty long time if you're.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's days you show up where you get to the bottom, there's a truck waiting for you. You don't. I mean, you can.
And you don't miss. Yeah. Miss a beat. Any advice on like your first like run down a place like?
Go slow. There's a thing. And a lot of bike parks have signs that say like pre-ride, re-ride, and free ride. So like keep it like don't.
I like that.
Yeah, don't.
Pre-ride,
re-ride,
re-ride, free ride.
Yeah. But
okay.
You see a lot of people get hurt either dropping into some new trail they've never done, or that's a trail that's been updated, or riding when they're tired, or also just like you get to there and most bike parks have, they have big jumps, and a lot of people, it's the biggest jumps you've ridden for some people.
Yeah.
And you get overconfident, and that's where everybody, I mean, most people.
The overconfidence is where it kicks in, and you have accidents.
Well, you hit the jump that's maybe the size of a jump at your local trails.
Is this, now be honest, is this why you like fishing more? Low impact, a little bit easy on the joints.
I see that a little bit, but.
Yeah. You get home and I've got dinner.
Yeah.
Do you eat a lot of the fish you catch? No, you're a catch and release kind of guy.
Yeah, it's just pain to deal with the fish while you're out there and cleaning fish. I hate cleaning.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I used to do it a ton. And
yeah. Is there a I don't know, fish that you really like when you catch, you're like, I gotta eat this because it tastes so good, or no, fish is
trout's good, crappie's good. I don't know,
but you're not.
Water fish are good.
Gotcha. But what's your you have a favorite like food or dish that you like to eat?
No,
you just eat all the things.
Oh, yes, yeah.
What about when do you like when you're cycling, mountain biking, whatever? There's always like the snacks and the stuff that you eat to keep, your energy up and stuff like that. What about fishing? Is there anything that you like to munch on? Is it like beef jerky and cheese? And
I normally don't eat much. I have not pain. I don't know. I don't ever eat when I fish usually.
How do you stay hydrated?
Yeah, I bring water.
Yeah.
And Yeah, or like water filters and
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't eat much usually when I'm fishing.
Mm.
I don't know why.
What about you do a little drinking when you fish? Or
I
you...
don't drink much anymore.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you see a lot of people do that though when you're?
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to take a big cooler
big old
out.
coolers.
Yeah.
Because that seems like it's almost like par with the territory,
It is.
right?
Yeah, it's a big part of it.
It's like you're not really fishing. You're really excuse to go out there and drink and be by yourself.
Yeah, but then you don't get to focus as much on fishing. You can't like concentrate. It's
all right. What is the 3 things, if you can narrow it down to 3 things that a new person getting into fishing would need?
Like equipment?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, for a fishing rod, whether it's a fly rod or whatever.
Well, that's kind of given, right? Is there a particular type that's like?
So they come in different sizes.
Yeah.
Different weights. So like a 1 weight would be for little tiny flies.
Okay.
Catching really small fish in little creeks, and then like a.
So what's a good like just average like
9'5" weight.
9'5" weight. Okay.
Kind of do anything in the freshwater world with it.
Okay, so almost. 9'5" weight.
Yep.
What's the next thing?
Some flies.
Flies or bait?
Yeah.
You call them bait?
Flies.
Flies.
Yeah.
Or are we talking about fly fishing now?
I guess, yeah. If we're fly fishing, yeah.
Okay, we're fly fishing. Okay, so 9'5" weight flies.
Yeah.
Now, are flies expensive?
They can be.
What's the average price of them?
I mean, a couple dollars.
Oh, okay. So
there's some that are, I was telling you about some people. It's an art form for some people.
Yeah. Do you lose a lot of flies when you fish?
You can.
Okay, so a beginner would lose a lot of flies.
Potentially, yeah.
And then,
I mean, I guess a reel and a rod kind of go together, but
yeah, I kind of that's one and the same to me.
Yeah.
Is it not?
It's 2. It's no.
Okay, God. See, I don't know anything about fishing.
Do
you need a hat? Is that
sunglasses?
Polarized?
Polarized makes a big difference, but honestly, it's when you have a fly that's flying back and forth in the air.
Yeah,
you don't want to get hook in your eye. So the sunglasses are actually
it's like a eye protection, basically. Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it has.
I mean, polarized makes a big difference
because you can see more of the fish in the water.
Yeah.
Any like clothing that's advisable? Just something you're comfortable in?
Yeah, I wear the hoodies, the long sleeve like sun hoodies.
Yeah.
So I don't get burned.
Gotcha. Because you're out
in the sun all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went that whole weekend in the beach.
Yeah.
My arms didn't get burned at all. My legs were toast. They're just like lobsters.
You got a lot of tattoos, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
You got a favorite tattoo?
I don't know. I like that one. I don't know.
Oh, wait. Cool. If I recall from last week, talked to Brittney about this. Yeah. She's got like a hobbit hole. Mm-hmm. You guys are big Lord of the Ring fans, and you've got an eagle somewhere, right? Yeah. Okay. We can't. Camera can't see that, but we know where. So, big Lord of the Rings fan.
Yeah.
How many times have you read the book a lot, or books?
I'm a slow reader. I've listened to the books.
Okay. Now, hey,
I've listened to the main Lord of the Ring books. I've read some of the other ones.
Are you a fan of the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is it? Who's got like the biggest like? Stephen Colbert.
Yeah.
He's like a Lord of the Rings.
He knows the stuff.
Like he knows like almost like verbatim what page a thing is on, right?
Yeah, he knows the stuff really well.
Are you into it that much?
No.
Or okay. How'd you get into Lord of the Rings?
I don't know. So the movies came out they came out like 2001 or something.
Yeah.
So I would 10.
Yeah.
Just grew up watching them. I don't know. I've always been. Ever since the movies came out, I've been into them.
I remember in the 3rd grade watching. There was an animated Hobbit.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember much of it. I'm sure the animation was pretty cool, and as I recall, but
I know what you're talking about.
The fact that he could put on a ring and disappear, I thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Like when people go, "Hey, what superpower do you want?" I always thought invisibility would be cool, just because of the ring. I was just like, but I always thought that was just, Gollum and Bilbo, and that was just, I don't know. It just stood out of my mind as always the cool thing. So I don't know. Yeah, Lord of the Rings, man. There's a lot of people who are like huge Lord of the Rings fans.
Good. They're good movies. They're good books.
Yeah.
Good story.
Do you read anything else by Tolkien?
Yeah, I read a couple. I read The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Children of Hurin. And some of the Silmarillion.
And the fact that he created that whole world and just like, I mean, he almost created like a language for the Elvish language.
That's why he wrote. That's what it all came from.
Yeah.
He was a
linguist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he developed.
Yeah.
The Elvish languages and made a world for them to exist in. And
that's just crazy. Like, you think he like did any fishing?
I don't know.
It'd be interesting to find out, like, some of these literary scholars or scientists, if they had like a unique, fun little hobby that allowed them to escape from life and reality. He had to have. He was like he had to fish.
Yeah, like a highly educated English guy back in England's famous for their fly fishing.
I know he and C.S. Lewis hung out a lot, and they drink a beer in the pub and talk about all things above my head.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they had any fun little hobbies like fishing, or they can't always just be writing books and reading stuff, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would love to interview somebody from the past and just learn about them.
Yeah.
Like, how did you get so smart?
Yeah.
How did you get the way you were? Just hours upon hours of finding maybe a hobby that they just like loved and just dove into.
Yeah.
I guess Tolkien probably just loved language and how people spoke and dialects and all the things that went with it, and just dove into it. Not unlike you, Mr. like Alabama waterway.
Oh yeah.
All like you rattled off a whole bunch of like rivers and streams and stuff from Alabama that was like went above my head.
Yeah.
Because you're into it.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Brittney's gonna scatter my ashes on the headwaters of all the.
Oh, y'all have already talked about that? So the headwaters of
the tributaries of the Alabama River. So the Warrior, the Coosa, the Cahaba, the Tallapoosa.
That's awesome. Not that.
Yeah, that's cool.
That I think that's beautiful that you guys have already talked about how you want each other to. Yeah, I'm sure she has a plan. If you go first or she goes first, y'all have a plan of what you do with each other's, ashes or whatever. That's actually really beautiful. Yeah. It's very sentimental in a way.
Yeah, it seems cool.
Yeah.
They're cool rivers.
Yeah. Oh man, I like that a lot. That means you guys have had some in-depth, serious conversations. This is a fun one. Like, what I'm going to have to do, I've got 2 microphones here. I'm going to have to get a third. I'm going to have you guys back.
Yeah.
And have y'all, like, in a conversation on a podcast, which is like, it'd be fun to see where this conversation goes. Because you are 2 different, like, you have so many different passions apart from each other, and then you'll have 1 or 2 that like really bind y'all together. So hearing that you guys had a conversation about, hey, what are we gonna do when we pass away? What would you like? That's actually really sincere and endearing. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. That's very sentimental.
And it's gonna be like a scavenger hunt too, because she doesn't know I don't know where the headwaters are. So she's gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah, that's almost like the beginning of a movie.
Yeah, she's gonna have to like
Like one of those cool sentimental movies where it's like, the main character's on a journey.
Yeah.
And
maybe somebody will make a movie about it.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Man, what's going on next for you? Do you have any fun plans coming up that you want to tell us about? What's the next adventure in Nick's life? With you by yourself or with Brittney?
I don't know.
That's okay. You obviously a vacation's coming up that you guys haven't fully planned yet.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure it out with some other. Yeah.
But do you have? I mean, I know she's a concert goer. Is there any concerts that you like have your eye on?
Yeah, we just saw The Devil Wears Prada yesterday. We're going to Static Dress.
When is Static Dress?
Sunday.
Is that like hardcore, metal kind of thing? Okay. I mean, Static Dress sounds like hardcore metal.
Yeah, they're good.
Devil Wears Prada sounds like a grunge band.
They're same thing. They're kind of
they're okay.
Hardcore, yeah. Metalcore.
Is that your type of music?
I saw them.
I can't imagine you listening to that and fly fishing at the same time.
No, I don't know. Yeah, probably not. But
do you listen to any music when you fly fish? You just keep it nature sounds. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So no other big things other than concert and maybe a vacation.
Yeah, just
keep it easy.
See where it goes.
Love it.
Yeah.
Nick, I told your wife this very thing last week. You are one of the nicest guys I think I've ever met in my entire life.
Well, thank you.
You're always pleasant, always happy. And I love that about you because I'm like, Nick's gonna be coming in smiling. Like, if I don't see you smiling, I'm like, Nick, what's going on? What can I do to help?
Yeah.
But you're always just like happy and joyful, and man, you're also a world of knowledge. Like, there's so many things I learned about just fishing alone tonight.
Yeah.
In Alabama waterways.
Yeah.
So let's find a time for you and me to just like cut out technology, break away from all the world, and just sit in the sound of silence of nature, and I'll try not to cast my eyeball out with the fly.
Go float down the river. I got a second seat in my raft, and
yeah, let's do it. Like we'll win this, and I'll be like, all right,
yeah,
what's the opening date? I can do this with you.
Yeah,
fun. Thanks for being a guest tonight.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Anything I can do to improve on the you see the.
Yeah, it looks really good.
We got the lights, we got the audio, camera. You've made the podcast look good.
No, you did.
No. Without your help, I'm nothing.
All I did was let you borrow a camera.
Well, it's super fun. I sometimes don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just playing clicking buttons like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
Well, cool. We're gonna get ourselves out of here. I'm gonna hit this button right here. It's gonna hit the outgoing Sunset Studio logo, play some music, and then we're gonna be done. Man, appreciate you.
Yeah, it was fun. I didn't know how it was gonna go.